Hey folks, just a quick one for you today, but my goodness, is this broken. Yeah, with the remake version of Star Ocean, the second story, you can make Claude able to solo any fight, okay? As long as he's able to do damage, then he's not going to get hurt. And the way you do this is with two things. Number one is the bloody armor. Now, this was in the previous version of Star Ocean, the second story. And even then it was overpowered, because what it does is it depletes your HP continuously throughout the battle. But as long as you stay healed, then you cannot get hurt, because it makes you completely invulnerable to all the enemy attacks. However, with this version of the game, you can take things one step further. You can now craft factors onto weapons, and the factor you are going to want to craft onto your weapon is HP drain. And what this will do is convert 20% of any damage you inflict back to HP. So I'm going to give you an example of this. Again, this works for any fight. As long as Claude can do damage, even the hardest bosses in the game, this is how broken it is. Okay, I've put him solo, just to show you this in action. You can see that my HP is draining because of that bloody armor, but I'm completely invulnerable to all of the enemy attacks. And every time I do damage, yeah, I heal back to full. That's it, okay? Completely broken. I cannot die. As long as I don't forget to attack before before Claude's HP reaches 0, then there is nothing an enemy can do, okay? The only thing you want to be aware of is if you're not guarded against certain status effects and you end up being immobilized so that you can't take any actions, your HP could potentially drain out then. In fact, I'm not even sure. Yeah, no, sadly, status effects do get through the bloody armor. It just makes you invulnerable to damage. But look at this. Absolute destruction. I mean, there's nothing they can do. Okay? I can just stand around here taking 0 damage while my HP drains, and just as it gets a little low, attack again, and, yeah, be fully healed. So, this is just an example, but as I say, even on the toughest bosses in the game, this technique is still going to work. And the great thing is you don't have to wait until the end of the game. I'm at the end of the game here in the optional post-story dungeon, but you don't need to do that, okay? As soon as you can access a bloody armor, which you can get really early through crafting, and the way you craft one of these, yeah, it's through blacksmithing. And don't use a tool, just use normal. And all you need to do, where is it? There it is use Damascus as the material, okay? You can see that bloody armor is one of the things that you can get. And yeah, you can start getting Damascus quite early on. So level up blacksmithing and you can get bloody armor without issue. In order to get the HP drain, which, by the way, I was quite fortunate to get a 20%. I don't think it always spawns at 20%. Sometimes it'll spawn as 5 or 10%, I think. But even 10% is probably going to be more than sufficient if you are doing enough damage. So in order to do this, you will want to head down to your crafting. And then you want to use remaking. Yep, remaking. Choose your weapon. And what you want to do is make sure that the support on the... You see at the bottom right where it's got the characteristics? You want to get support up as much as possible. The best way to do this is with armors, okay? If you just throw some unused armor on there, then, yeah, you're going to get support right up. And if it doesn't work, just reload your game. But if you don't have enough decent spare armor in order to get support up, then it's actually still really easy to do. Just use healing items such as blueberries. That will also increase the buff, okay, as well as support, which means that you might not always get a support factor, and the HP drain is a support factor. But you can still use this and just keep reloading until you get it. I'll throw a fruit syrup or something in just to get the chance increased to 100%. But you get the idea. A few saves and reloads. Hopefully, you know, it won't take too long. And you don't have to use this on the weapon I'm using. You can use it on pretty much any weapon, okay? Oh, I'm just editing in this little bit later on because I forgot to mention this, and it is kind of important. Although you can do this method early on, one thing to be aware of is that the HP drain of bloody armor, it's not percentage based. Okay, it doesn't matter what your HP is, it's still going to deplete at the same rate. It's a fixed amount, which means that if you are doing this really early and don't have much of a maximum HP, then the drain may be a little bit too fast for you to keep up with with your attacks as you heal. So just bear that in mind, okay? Try and get your HP as high as possible. The best way to do that, of course, is from leveling, but there are other ways to boost it as well, okay? Such as by boosting various specialty skills here. So, yeah, of course, Claude can have his party members with him as well. But, I mean, he's going to be doing all of the work. So, just look at this. I just want to show you again. It's so awesome. Let the enemies try and damage me. They can't. Couple of attacks. And we're back up to full health. Absolutely fantastic. It really is awesome. I love it. So, folks, there we go. If you want to break the game completely, don't want to actually take any damage, then, yeah, this is the method to use. This will even work on Universe mode as well, if you want to do the hardest difficulty. So, hopefully this little video helps you guys. Let me know in the comments if you plan on doing this. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.